to the channel. It's another update video, and unfortunately I am starting off with some bad news again. Another setback, unfortunately. You'll probably see in past videos, which I'll link to here, that about 6 months ago my place of work closed and therefore was made redundant, and I took a role with Jules, mostly working from home remotely. And well, I'm sure everyone has seen the news about Jules. By the time I get round to posting this, there's probably gonna have been another update, etc. So things will probably have moved along from what it is right now anyway. But as it stands, nobody really knows what's happening. Basically all we've been told is that if the company gets a buyer, then great. If not, then pretty much it's going into liquidation. But either way, I'm right back at the position I was 6 months ago, which is like zero job stability. I'm probably gonna have to look at trying to find another job, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating because I don't have like a lump sum of savings to put into this project, so I'm relying on my income. I'm relying on my monthly income to be able to take money each month to pay for the next steps, to buy things like my daffodil bulbs and tulip bulbs. You know, I have to wait until I've been paid before I can then go and buy them and get them planted in. And then, you know, same with compost and things. And it's frustrating because it feels like, sorry, and I just want to be able to crack on. I'm lucky that I've bought a lot of my seeds this year. I just had one more order to put in, and that had most of my sunflower seeds in it. I might be lucky and be able to put that down as a Christmas present, and some of my family might be able to get those for me. But apart from that, I'm kind of stuck in a position where all I can do at the moment is the manual labour, and getting what I've got, and just hope and pray that the soil is good enough to grow things in, because I'm not going to have much to improve the soil with. So yeah, it feels like another blow in my step to getting this to work and see if it's going to be a viable business or not. Yeah, it's not great. Not the update I wanted to bring, but I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna keep going, and keep trying and see how I can work this out. It's another sad day, isn't it, really? Especially in the climate with the cost of living crisis and everything. It's not a position that you want to be in, and just before Christmas as well. So yeah, all round trying to stay positive, but it's a difficult one. But yeah, so anyway, not much more to say at this stage. I will keep updating as I do the work on the land, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I find a job soon or someone saves Jules, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update. So with the weather not being great recently, I haven't been able to do too much. As you probably saw at the start there, I built a little step up into the flower farm land. And apart from that, I've just kind of been pottering around, burning a load of rubbish and trying to tidy things up a little bit. So I'm just doing some work on the plot, clearing the front part, and I've come across a problem again. Surprise, surprise, and it is this. Bring it down and show you clearer. So basically, so this space I'm trying to level out. Ignore the old pumpkins. Trying to level this space out so I can get some semblance of a bed that will stretch from here all the way across to there. And we get right down here. There's a patio. And some of the tiles have come up really easily. The foundations underneath them have crumbled, but the further I go along, you can see this is rock solid cement. Now I don't have a tool or like a decent hammer for breaking that up, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a digger, and if that stretches all the way across through this elevated area, I don't actually have the strength to be able to dig myself all the way through that. So now I'm left in a conundrum of what to actually do. I need to kind of reevaluate this space now and decide. There is always the possibility, I did think, so I started building this path up here, and my plan was, ignore the fact that it's all hickety-bickety, this is like really quick temporary work, but it was going to go all the way along to the wall, and it was going to separate, because I know that I can't, without any sort of digger, level off this ground to the extent to have it like the same level as the rest of the plot, and I don't, it's just me and a spade, and I don't have that strength, I don't have that in me to be able to do it, especially not if I want to be growing next year. So my plan was to have this path separate and this side just work with the elevation, and see and clear all of this and all of this and just level it out as best as I can, even if it's on a slope, just to kind of make it a suitable planting area. And I'm going to fill that full of my shrubs. I actually have lots of shrubs to put in. I love working with hardwood sort of flowers and foliage and everything, so I'm quite happy to utilise this elevated space for some of my shrubs, and some of the larger perennials as well. And then my plan was this side of the path, that's a sort of a space that I can see myself being able to dig and level. However, with the patio, if I leveled it all off, I'd probably have about 3-4 inches to grow in. So an idea, I was just thinking, maybe I could build like a retaining wall here and a retaining wall all the way along here and build it up, if that makes sense, because you can't really see but the land slopes from here down there. I'd say from the top here to the bottom, down there, there's about, I want to say a foot and a half difference. Probably better. I'm trying to show you from the top. They're better from the bottom. So yeah, there's an elevation. So I could try and build a retaining wall and just elevate all the land, and just grow on top of the existing patio. Would that be enough? Oh, it's not ideal, is it? Because rather than making, or I could just go with it, level it off as best as I can, and put geotextile over the whole section and just plant into it and see what grows. It's just like here, if I show you here, you know, this is like a foot deep, and that's to get it to this level. So over here, if I was to dig to get to the patio, I'm having to dig that whole section like 4 or 5 foot down by hand on my own with a spade, and then I have to clear it, shift all the soil, and then try and hope that I can prise the patio up. I mean, I don't even know, this is the thing, I can't find any images online or in an archive or anything. This is such an old garden, and I can't find anything that shows me the layout of the garden, so I don't know where that patio is. I don't know where it starts, I don't know where it ends. I mean, when I look over here trying to work it out, there's, I think we can see some old sandstone sort of pavers for like a path. And then this is obviously the foundations from where the greenhouse was. So the patio obviously ends somewhere. I just don't know where. I don't know if it was a patio or whether it was a tiled path. I mean, when I dug the tiles out of this bed here, they stopped about here. So I'm trying to work out maybe the design of the garden. Was it that there was a bed along here and then like a little patio, but then that doesn't make sense with the retaining walls down there. I don't know. I'm honest, I think it was a bit higgledy-piggledy to start with, and it's going to be even more higgledy-piggledy when I've finished with it. Oh gosh, I don't know. That's a hard decision, that one. I wish I thought I had it in me myself to be able to dig that whole ground by hand and then dig up the patio, but I don't have any tools, and with the recent news, with my job, you know, I can't be investing in tools like that to smash those foundations and dig that patio up. And this is the thing, I could be like, oh, you know, I could wait. You know, I am this sort of person where I'd rather wait personally and get the right tools and get the job done properly, but I'm like, if I don't, but I've invested so much money in this venture so far, especially with the fence and everything, that I am kind of at the stage where if I don't get it working and I don't start making money from it this year, it's kind of like it's never going to happen. Like, I know that if I wait and save and be like, oh, I'll get a digger in, don't even know. No, actually I can't even get a digger in. It's a protected wall, so, and there's no other entrance. that's big enough for a digger, so it'd have to be a rotavator and then dig it by hand still. And I know that if I was like, okay, I'll wait and I'll save and everything, I won't have enough growing space for next year. I won't be getting my spring, my early flowers and things in for spring, which means I won't have an early start to the growing season, and it will just be another one of those. Next year will come by and I won't make any money from it, and I'll be looking at, I won't be able to invest the time in it or any more money in it, and I'll have to start looking at spending my time doing what I was doing before, which was my freelance work, and therefore this would just end up getting left. And you know, because it is it's just me, and there's only so much I can do. I'm really sort of pessimistic and down. It just seems like it's like one step forward, two steps back at the moment. And I know I'll pick myself up and give it a couple of weeks and things will kind of turn around and be looking a bit better and everything, and I'll feel a bit more positive and a bit more like, yeah, no, I can do this, and come up with, you know, solutions and everything. It's just it's a bit more difficult because of how things have kind of gone with the job and everything, so I'm just trying to work out what is the best way of kind of getting this project up and running and off the ground and making money, or being profitable. That's the thing, it needs to be profitable, because we all have bills to pay. That's the main thing, isn't it? That's the killer. If I just lived off grid and had no bills to pay, then it would be perfect. I wouldn't have to worry. I could take my time and do it as slowly and as carefully as I wanted to. But it's kind of at the stage, you know, it's not a vanity project, it's kind of, this is what I want to be my full-time job. I want to run this as a business full-time, probably long term, maybe not from this space, but for now from this space. And at the moment I'm kind of giving up my work that I usually do, my freelance work that subsidizes my income, and so this needs to cover that at least. And it's kind of, I haven't done any freelance work for nearly a year now, dedicating it to learning and doing this piece of land, so it's kind of like next year I can't go another year of not doing freelance work, so yeah, it's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to continue working on this section, and I'll do another update when I've kind of worked out and decided what I'm going to do with this damn patio. So as you can see, I got over my bit of a meltdown that I had over this section earlier. I decided to go with a retaining wall. So basically everything that I'm building kind of half-wise, wall-wise, I'm literally using the bits that I dig up, so it's all bricks, scraps of brick and other bits and bobs that I'm finding. The bed is shorter than I planned. It doesn't actually go all the way along to where I showed, and that's because just to the side of it there is a huge sandstone patio to go along with the tile patio even that's underneath it. The sandstone patio is higher than the tiled one. That is why I haven't tried to do a retaining wall all the way along, because it wouldn't work with that section, unfortunately. So yeah, that's where this bed ends, and I've already planted in my daffodil and tulip bulbs into it, and a little patch of forget-me-nots for next year. So yeah, that's it for now on the plot, and I've got another update coming to add on to the end of this video, and then that will be it for a little while probably. So on the most positive note, so far I have launched my website. It's not 100% finished because there's certain aspects that will come much later down the line when the farm's fully established, but I have a shop, and it has got some reefs up at the moment, mostly dried reefs. I'm currently working on fresh reefs, and the most positive news is I've sold one. My first ever sale. All of these are from my garden and some bits foraged from plants that are currently in the farm. I've got a gallery that will be updated regularly with flower photos and just mostly nice bits and bobs in there. And then there is a blog, and blog posts probably won't be anywhere near as regular as my YouTube videos and my Instagram, but I thought it'd be nice to have a little story on the website. So that's everything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.